I'm J. Fillmore Smedley from the American Institute for the Study of Strange Behavior. Our crew is in this quiet Peoria neighborhood to examine a unique Peoria operation called the CURIO shop. Let's see if the proprietor is home.
What might your business be, matey?
I see by your outfit that you are a pirate.
Why, that I am.
We're from the Institute and we'd like to see your treasures from across the seas.
I have many treasures. Come on in. This is my treasure room, which we've captured many artifacts from Africa, the Arctic, medieval ages, Russian War, Civil War, World War II, and the American natives.
I believe those are called Native Americans these days. Your African corner is very interesting. This appears to be from the Zulu War period.
Why,
could you explain your shields, please?
Yes, I could. The African Zulus made these shields back in the 1880s. They had a whole manufacturing process that they set up that one man could cut out 20 shields per day.
I see.
He would cut them out, then he would use cow dung to spread all over it.
Industrial strength cow dung.
Industrial strength cow dung.
I see.
And let it bake in the sun. Then when it was baked hard enough, then they could use it. They didn't work very well with the Martini Henrys, though.
Oh, is that what's used against them? Their shields versus that. Hardly seems fair.
No. So the British had a big advantage over these
with the shields. Here we are at your wall of helmets. Perhaps you could explain the purpose of some of these and their ages.
Yeah, this happens to be a English Civil War. This one is a pikeman's helmet. This one is a lobster tail. This one is a bowman's helmet. This would be a Norman helmet, and this is also another lobster tail.
I see where it gets the term lobster tail. Very clever. And this one here?
Oh, that's chainmail.
Perhaps if we were to let our director, cameraman, and producer, Lucky Luciano, try one on.
Oh, that'd be fine. Put this on yourself. It'd be a lot easier if you did it yourself. Now there's a trick on getting these off.
What was this used for?
Oh, this would stop slicing blows to the neck and to the head in case if you lost your helmet.
This would work well for teenagers to cover up hickeys, perhaps.
Oh, that's another good idea I never thought of.
Or perhaps maybe to protect them from when their fathers caught them with hickeys from the blows upside their head. Unless their fathers had
T-sword.
And what would that do?
This T-sword is made in such a way, it's a T-shape, and it would go into the chainmail and open up the different locking systems, and it would cut through. Where a regular sword of that time period would be a slashing type sword. Now to get that back off, you have to bend forward and let it slide off your head.
Is this painless?
If you don't, if you don't, it works like a Chinese finger cufflinks, and you can't get them off.
Very nice.
And what might this curious artifact be?
That's an original soda pop bottle. This was made, back in the 1890s to 1905. They would fill this with soda water. It had an O-ring that went across here and a marble. When this was filled with soda,
It forced the marble up against the neck.
Forced the marble up against the neck. And that'd hold it there. Then when you wanted to open up a bottle of soda, you put your finger in, pulled it back out, and it made a pop.
And that's where the name Pop came from.
You'd catch it in these two grooves, and you could pour your soda out.
Ingenious. I see that not everything that you have is related to violence and mayhem. You have many artifacts here. Legend has it that your basement may be even as interesting as your upstairs.
I bet it is. There are a lot of treasures down there.
Perhaps we should go there.
Okay.
Okay, good. We're on our way down to the nether regions of the curio shop, though we find it is extremely dark and I feel somewhat perilous. I don't know exactly.
Well, why don't we try the light?
We'll try the light. Good idea. What? And immediately to our right we see a crawl space that seems to be filled with helmets. Piles and stacks of helmets. Looks like a turtle breeding ground. What's the story on this, Long-Arm Stevenson?
Well, we've captured many outfits, and we just stack them back there, waiting for the next war.
I see. You're ready for whatever may happen. It's good to be prepared.
Oh, that happens to be a German World War I canteen.
I see. And this artifact here, what sort of head would fit in this, I wonder?
I think you use that aboard ship.
I see. A naval helmet, indeed.
That probably comes in handy during those long football games where you're drinking many beers. Huh? Long arm?
Aye, that it would.
I see. I stand in stunned amazement over the richness and organization of this hovel down here. Is there any meaning to any of this?
There is no meaning except that it's messy.
I see. That's very, very nice. By the way, who's talking? You or your parrot?
Oh, that's Paco.
Paco. Ah, yes. Fine little fellow.
Is he also the one who left the mess on your back?
Paco leaves messes all over.
And what is this mess back here?
That's the tree of helmets.
Oh, the helmet tree. Name for that.
Oh, there's so many to name.
And what might this be on the ground?
Well, yes, Rod. What
let's
curious
not-
device is this?
Let's not bring that up.
Well, I see we have what appears to be a military haberdashery back here and a tree of helmets. What might you have there,
Oh, yeah.
Long-Arm Stevenson?
This particular one happens to be
Cover
a
up the price
World
tag,
War
that's tacky.
II.
Continue on.
Italian helmet.
Mr. Luciano would find that fascinating, no doubt.
This one is a World War II, but it's Mexican. The Mexicans had sold, the French had sold the Mexicans the helmets, and they put their own crest on it.
Very dashing crest. What is that curious green felt headgear there?
This one is an Egyptian, and it's the Egyptian paratrooper dress hat.
I'd hate to see their undress hat. Very good. We're quite impressed by your area down here. Perhaps we should be thinking of getting out. Wait, what is
Oh, this one is French kepi from World War II.
it? Remarkably undamaged.
And who's this guy in the corner down here?
Yes, who might that be?
That's one of the chaps that didn't pay me.
Oh, truly a ghastly fate.
This is a Spanish Civil War helmet that was made by the Germans.
Good steel, no doubt.
Oh, this doesn't look all that good. A little chintzy, I'd say. This one is Czechoslovakian. And there happens to be
Paco made some more stuff on your jacket
a
there.
hole in it.
Well, Long-Arm Stevenson, it's certainly been a pleasure touring your area, but now we must think seriously of going back to the Institute.
Aye, that's fine, me lad. I've got to put Paco away for the night.
Cut. With regret, yet somehow a feeling of relief, we bid farewell to the Curiosity Shop and its gracious host, and we wish him every success in his upcoming therapy sessions. Thank you. This is J. Fillmore Smedley, signing off. Okay.